What up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I did one of these, and I'm looking through my video content on obviously YouTube and all that. I think the last one I've done was like last September for a Q&A. Thank you for all your support and keeping the channel growing, and this is going to be something interesting that's coming up within the next year or two. But to start off, as you guys can see the title, why did I get an SI over the Type R? And I've answered this plenty of times on the channel. I've answered this plenty of times on my Instagram, a couple times on Snapchat, maybe more, but it's because of the position that I'm in. And I'm starting the Q&A with this question because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, why don't you just get straight to the point and blah, blah, blah. Look, anybody and everybody that knows me is that without sounding cocky or big-headed, money's not an issue with me and my family. And when I mean my family, is me and my fiance. We've never had to struggle. We've never had, like, we were always smart with our money, you know. And right now, like I mentioned, fiance, it's a huge step for us. So if I have gotten the Type R, which, let me take it back a little bit. When I was in search of a car, the Type R was number one. It was hands down number one on the list for me and my fiance to pick up. Everywhere we looked in SoCal, but I did not, first of all, I did not want a used one. I wanted a new one. Knows that they are really hard to find, or if they're not hard to find, or they are overpriced. We saw a couple online that were marked up at like 40 grand, 45. I saw one that was like 46, and it was around here in SoCal. Now, a used one in Southern California, I was looking at like $35,000, which that's doable. But that's used, and these had like 40,000 miles, 50,000 miles, and I was just like, dude, I don't want to do that. I want a new car. I don't want to get another used car again. So I called the guy up, and he said, look, man, I know you seem really interested in this Type R. Come on by, let's make a deal, let's make something happen. And before I even went there, I told him, this is what my credit is. Can you give it to me at this price? And he said no. So I didn't even bother after that, I already gave up on the Type R. I saw a white SI. Actually, I saw a black SI, and I was like, you know what? It'd be kind of cool if I upgraded from a black one to a black 8th gen to a black 10th gen. But I didn't want another black car, so I went back to white. That's reason number one. Is trying to find one close to regular price or one that has low mileage used is really hard. The second one, like I mentioned before, guys, is I'm engaged. I have a fiance, and it would have been really, really selfish and stubborn of me to buy a $45,000 car and not have money for a wedding. Yes, COVID's going on. Yes, it's not like I'm gonna have a 200% wedding and blah, blah, blah. But we already have a lot of things down for the wedding because I don't have a really big expense right now. The Civic literally is paying for itself thanks to you guys. With the Type R, I'd have to put a little bit more down out of my pocket a month to get it to where it's at, and that's also why I was able to buy parts for it right now. So right now I'm not driving, it's stock, but it has a couple things done to it. Pretty much put it in perspective, I couldn't afford it. That's what it was. Just admit you couldn't afford it. You're right, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it right now because of the wedding that I'm saving up for. Now, like I said, if I wasn't having a wedding, if we weren't engaged, dude, we would have been driving a Type R a long ass time ago, you know. But it's kind of hard when you're living on your own and you have expenses, you have responsibilities, and you're making a huge commitment to somebody that you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. So that's the answer right there. Now, after the wedding's done, guys, this 10th gen, dude, it's gonna skyrocket. Like, mark my words. Once our wedding is done, said and done, and we have everything ready to go, it's gonna happen this year. And either we have 100 people or 50 people or 12 people, like, we're gonna get married this year. So we're gonna go look at the spot and hope for the best and pretty much set everything in stone for us, so that once all of this is done, I have her full support. We're gonna go ham on this build. I already have another car lined up coming up as soon as this wedding's done. Like, it's gonna be crazy, guys. So I'm not trying to overhype it and everything, but I'm giving you guys the heads up. Now, that does not mean that I'm not gonna buy any more parts for my car. I actually am gonna get K-tuner. So the two next parts, and that was one of the questions on here as well, is what are my next two parts going to be, or what's next for the SI? It's actually going to be K-tuner and an intercooler. I thought about it really hard, and I was really considering getting a down pipe and a front pipe, but I'd rather just get a K-tuner, get that out of the way, and then also get an intercooler. But for the intercooler, I have three in mind. It's either the Greddy, the PRL, or the 271. And I really want to go with the 271 because it has a black intercooler. Yes, the PRL has a black intercooler, powder coated black as well. It is a lot more expensive than the 271 is. So with the 271 and the PRL, I'm looking at their website right now, you get the charge pipes. With the Greddy, you need to buy your own aftermarket charge pipes. Greddy came out with a Carb Eagle one, and it does not require a tune. That's a huge bonus for me. And PRL, I don't remember if it's Carb Eagle or not, but it does not require a tune as well. And like I said, I was thinking about getting the down pipe, front pipe combo, but that heat soak sucks with these cars, or in cars in general. I've had heat soak in the 10th gen, in the 8th gen, when I had my show ram. And then once I got it tuned and got it cold air, it was completely different. With this car, because it's a turbo, it heat soaks after like 1 or 2 pulls, and it's pretty bad. So I do lose a lot of momentum right there. And me, I don't really, I guess you can say I don't really street race, but I do drive my car a lot in the canyons, and I do push it a lot in there. I just done a lot of it off camera, and I'm gonna need one anyways. So an intercooler and K-tuner are definitely on the top of the to-do list next. K-tuner is gonna come first. Which tune am I gonna go with? Honestly, I'm gonna go with variable tune. I've heard it's more easier on the torque, which means it is gonna be a lot easier on the clutch. So the clutch, I am worried about it, but not too much, because I already have something set aside for it. Once that thing goes by, I'm basically preparing it in a specific order. That way, when something goes wrong, I already have the backup plan going. But yeah, so the first two questions was, why did I get a SI over the Type R, and what's going to be next for the SI? I answered both of those right there. All these other ones, they're actually going to be a little bit different. A couple of them I've answered before, but I'm just going to go ahead and straight to it. So all these questions, I got them from Instagram. 7 Crows asked, when's the wedding? It's going to be this year. We have 3 dates in mind. It's either going to be 4 dates in mind. We have November 3rd, December 3rd, December 7th, and January 7th. Those are the dates that we're looking at right now. Once we have it set, dude, we're FC1 SI detailing. Great video, bro. How do you like the 271 intake so far? I answered it right here. It's great. Upgrading to the race version when I get a K-tuner, and I will be upgrading it to the, because I have the street version of it right now. I will be upgrading to the race version as soon as I get K-tuner going. And the 271 intake, it's great. I love it. I have no complaints. Main reason why I got it was because of the structure that I had it, that is right there, like I mentioned before. It is technically a short ram intake, but it has a snorkel that leads all the way down to get cold air. It is not as loud as the PRL, but it gets the job done. It is fine. Thoughts on the 2020 Honda Accord Sport, or in Accord in general? Accord is such an underrated car. Coming from even like the 90s, Accords have always been the underdog of the Civics, because the Civics have the SI platform, the SI badge brand to that car. Now, that doesn't mean the Civic is better than the Accord. It's just that because it has that specific category, people go more for the Civic than for the Accord when they're looking for something sporty. But the Accord is actually good engines. The V6s, the 6-cylinder cars that have... Alpham's going to join us in these videos because he's making a lot of noise. Honestly, is really underrated, so I love him. I was actually interested in a V6 Accord, 6-speed manual before, but then I ended up getting the 8th gen. Is there more space in the 8th gen rear seats than there is in the 10th gen rear seats? Nope, the 10th gen rear seats are actually pretty good. I sat 2 fully grown adults back there with no complaints. The only complaint was that it was a coupe, but I got a coupe for me, not for somebody else. So if you're looking for putting people back there, they'll be fine. They weren't over 6 feet tall, I'll tell you that, but the rear seats are fine. It's nothing crazy for it yet. Have you gone Flash Pro yet? No, I'm actually going to be getting K-tuner for the car. K-tuner or Honda, when will you tune it? Honda for 8th and 9th gens and the Civic Type R, and K-tuner for the 10th gen SI. At least that's just for my understanding. They're both, you can do both for either or category, platform, whatever you want to say it. Like, I can do Honda for the 10th gen, I can do K-Tuner for the 10th gen, but K-Tuner has more options and it has more tunes available for it, like TSP and Faribault. And I'm actually going to be going with the Faribault too. What's next for the car? 2020 SI Coupe here, same lip too, haha. I already answered that. K-Tuner and a intercooler are going to be coming up. Thoughts on your Civic Si? I've had a full video breakdown of it on my final thoughts of a 1 month ownership. I love the car. I do not regret getting it. So do I miss the 8th gen? Yes. But the 10th gen's amenities and all the upgraded features just make it so much more better for me as the daily driver. When are you going to rap again? Don't think we forgot. You guys ain't ready. Maybe I'll drop something random for you guys, but you guys ain't ready. I got bars. Your opinion on the Acura RSX? I love the Acura RSX. I really wanted one. The reason why I didn't get it when I got the 8th gen is because the 8th gen had LSD, and I couldn't find an Acura Type S with a decent mileage and price, because everybody's just marking them up so much when you're trying to buy a street car off of them. So hopefully that would be a really nice add-on, but I'm aiming more for the FA5 right now as a second car. Thoughts on the new Civic generation? Too soon to say, because we only saw the base model, or I guess you can say the sport model. My opinion won't really matter to myself until I see the SI model, because the SI model does look a lot more aggressive. It has better body lines, and it has a better tune from factory, I guess is what you should say. So I do think they are going to keep the L15 engine in it, but if they do keep it, I hope that they give the SI a better clutch versus giving it a weak clutch. That way the clutch lasts a little bit longer for whoever wants to have fun with it, or even just for the regular daily driver, because with these clutches, it's a hit and miss on the 10th gen. You either get a good one that's going to last you 60, 70, 80,000 miles on a stock tune, or with a TSP tune, or you have bad luck and 5,000 miles off the lot, you need a new clutch replacement. So it's really a hit and miss, but with these cars, you can't go wrong with it. I am excited to see what it's going to look like and what it's going to bring to the table, but we'll see how that goes. Love your videos, man. Would you ever get a Type R one day? Yes, but not right now. I am settled and satisfied with my SI, so I'm going to be building this car the way I want it, and it's going to be not your typical SI, that 10th gen SI that you see everywhere on the street. For right now, it looks like a copycat out of everybody because it's a white one, it has black wheels, it has the same lip that everybody has. But when it comes down to me actually putting the money into it, it's gonna stand out. So good exhaust to start off with my 8th gen, 4-race. That's gonna be my answer for every single exhaust for K-Series, 4-race. 8th gen, 4-race. 9th gen, 4-race. 10th gen, 4-race. Like it's hands down my favorite exhaust I've ever experienced. You like more VTEC or turbo? I like both. I've experienced both before, but as of right now, the VTEC is more fun, but the turbo just gets the job done, if that makes sense. What lip did you have on your 8th gen? I had the Dev Sport lip. This one, I like this one. Would you prefer the 8th gen body style with the new technology or vice versa? Low key, I would prefer the 10th gen body style with the performance of a 8th and 9th gen K24 swap. That would be sick, with a turbo, of course. So, has it ever been done? Will it cost a lot? Oh, it would cost so much money to get that done. But would it be worth it? Maybe. I've seen people do the Type R engine, the K20 Type R engine into the 10th gen SI platform. I think only 1 or 2 people have done it, but I have yet to see anybody do a K20, K24 turbo swap, which would be very interesting. That's gonna be it right there, guys. Simple Q&A question. I haven't done these since last September, so I wanted to get another one out for you guys, especially since I was gonna do a couple things outside for you guys, but the last 2 days and today have been very, very windy in Southern California, so it's just pointless to do anything outside. And then driving wise, it's a little dangerous when you're trying to do spirited driving in the canyons with this much wind. So I decided to wait another day, and we'll see if I can get something else for you guys out tomorrow or the next day, and we're gonna go from there. So that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for the next upcoming videos. Stay tuned for this year. This year's gonna be really good for us, and it's gonna be a good one. Like I said, once that wedding is locked down, said and done, written in paper when it's gonna happen, and all the money's down for it, just wait. So it's gonna be a good one. I really do love all the support that you guys have been giving me for the last years. I've been at it since maybe 4 years ago, but it's been a little tough, If you guys notice, I don't really have a set video schedule. I post videos whenever I have time or whenever I just have the content for you guys. That's gonna be it. So I'll see you guys in another video. You guys have a good day. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that like button. That way you can get into other people's recommendation list and we'll get the channel growing right there. So you guys have a good day. Peace.
Why does it